filled with vibrance and life, from deer to bison to birds. There's so much to explore in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and it offers an engaging, cooperative, and competitive multiplayer experience supporting up to 8 players. The Hunter Call of the Wild is coming to PS4 and Xbox One on October 3rd.
With more hunting options. Apart from a wide selection of weapons, scopes, and ammunition to unlock and buy, there's various hunting equipment to help you, such as animal collars, scent lures, and optics. Bring all of these specializations into the game's seamless multiplayer and team up with others to take on animals that might otherwise prove too challenging. Who can bag the biggest trophy? Answer the call.
Number 14, Raid World War II. Raid World War II is a 4-player cooperative shooter that lets you team up as the Raid crew and venture through the events of World War II. It's not a realistic recreation of World War II, we've seen so many of those, so that's not a big deal. Rather, Raid World War II focuses on creating an action-filled experience. This is one game that is going really under the radar, but keep an eye on it, it might surprise us. It comes to PS4 and Xbox One on October 10th.
Wait to get started. See you soon. Sincerely, Mrs. White.
Number 13, Hidden Agenda. Hidden Agenda is the latest game from Supermassive Games. Not the most well-renowned studio in the world, but they created the uncanny Until Dawn. Hidden Agenda is a crime-thrilled action-adventure game. You play as the homicide detective Becky Marine and district attorney Felicity Graves as they are involved in the case of a serial killer known as the Trapper. Just like Until Dawn, the game features quick-time events that will shape the story depending on your decisions. Hidden Agenda comes to PS4 on October 24th.
Together as a group, and all shouting out the answers to different decisions, we thought we could make something with that. In this story, everybody can die as a result of your actions, or everybody could live. Your decisions are almost like taking a pebble and dropping it in a pond. Ripples will spread out and affect other parts of the story, but if you drop a rock in there, big waves will spread out and have huge impacts.
Hands up now.
What Playlink is brought.
Number 12, A Hat in Time. A Hat in Time is a platformer by Gears for Breakfast that is reminiscent of old-school 3D platformers such as Super Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. A Hat in Time follows Hat Kid, a young girl that is capable of interstellar travel and is trying to get home. The game is running on Unreal Engine 3, and the level design is very open where you can explore them freely. A Hat in Time is coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on October 5th. Number 11, Gran Turismo Sport. Gran Turismo, one of the biggest franchises Sony has ever put out, has been absent all of the PS4's run until next month with the release of Gran Turismo Sport, which series creator Kazunori Yamauchi is considering a new generation of Gran Turismo. Sport also has a big emphasis on VR. It's fully playable using PlayStation VR, but it's not mandatory. The game itself has 177 cars with 19 different locations, and Porsche vehicles will finally be included. Gran Turismo Sport comes exclusively to the PS4 on October 17th.
There's another turn coming up, and once that turn ends, the drill ends. So I have to.
You have to
really pass this guy within the next.
It's gonna be tight.
Let me draft him so I could go behind him, so I could like sneak.
Yep. Can you sneak? Can you sneak?
See, that's the end right there, and I passed him. See.
Beautiful.
See, I get a gold, and I go and get a gold mirror ball.
And now we did.
Number 10, Age of Empires Definitive Edition. Age of Empires is one of the biggest strategy franchises ever, and the original 1997 game is coming fully remastered in the form of Age of Empires Definitive Edition. It'll feature overhauled graphics with support for 4K, a remastered soundtrack, and other gameplay refinements. Age of Empires Definitive Edition comes to PC on October 19th. Number 9, Forza Motorsport 7. Gran Turismo Sport isn't the only major racing game in October, as Xbox users will be getting a new entry in one of the most consistent franchises in gaming with Forza Motorsport 7. Forza 7 features over 700 cars in 30 different locations to race on. Now you'll also be seeing dynamic weather as well as fully customizable drivers, features that were formerly exclusive to the Forza Horizon series. For those of you picking up the Xbox One X, Forza 7 will be taking full advantage of that hardware running at 4K and 60 FPS. Forza 7 hits Windows 10 and Xbox One on October 3rd.
But in Forza Motorsport 7, we've reimagined the entire racing experience on all devices. Racing is more immersive and dynamic. Ominous skies roll in as car parts rattle and vibrate. We've made racing more epic and grand. Race through living environments featuring spectacular vistas and massive scale. You can see we've made racing more dynamic.
Number 8, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. South Park: The Stick of Truth was one of the surprisingly great games of last generation. On paper, a South Park game with traditional RPG mechanics sounded interesting, but few thought of it as something to be amazing. Well, that's exactly what it was, and now we have the follow-up, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Expect the same style and humor, but now with a superhero twist. South Park: The Fractured But Whole comes October 17th to PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
I already let you dual class, there's nothing left to talk about. Do not give me those sad puppy eyes. You are not going to have 3 classes.
I've been given $20,000 to take care of you.
What?
But I only need a few hundred for that. So you know what I'm gonna do with all the rest?
Go to Paris to get a pedal enhancement and fuck French chicks? Super Craig.
Number 7, Dragon's Dogma: Dark Arisen. Dragon's Dogma was one of the great games released towards the end of last generation. It saw a lot of comparisons to the Souls games, and you can definitely see that, but the fantasy element and gameplay had its own unique flavor. The only real issue with the game was on the technical side, and now with the game coming to current-gen consoles in the form of Dragon's Dogma: Dark Arisen, those issues should be remedied. It also includes the Dark Arisen expansion, so this is one that's going to keep you busy for a while. It comes to PS4 and Xbox One on October 3rd.
Fine scrap, if I may.
Strength in numbers, Arisen. Goblin!
Destiny 2 on PC. Destiny 2 is without a doubt one of the biggest games of the year. Console gamers have already gotten their hands on it, but this time around, it's coming to PC as well. PC players had to wait a little bit, but the wait should be well worth it. Playing the beta, it ran very well and had a large amount of settings to play with. Would much prefer a working game compared to a broken mess, even if it means waiting a bit longer. Destiny 2 hits PC on October 24th.
The Cabal hurt us, but the Fallen could ruin the EDZ forever. Put an end to this.
If I run a deep scan of the tunnels, we can borrow all these traps and explosives.
Number 5, Middle-earth: Shadow of War. Middle-earth: Shadow of War is the follow-up to Shadow of Mordor, and it's looking to build upon the successes of the first game. Shadow of War will take place right after the first game, and it'll build upon the Nemesis system in Shadow of Mordor, allowing you to gain followers from several races of Middle-earth, including orcs and trolls, and plan out complex strategies. Middle-earth: Shadow of War is coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on October 10th.
Scream of the rivers.
This foe is beyond us, Celebrimbo. Not with the spirit of Khan'an at our side.
Number 4, The Evil Within 2. The Evil Within was one of the very good games early on in this generation. It's a survival horror game that really embodies that essence of survival horror. Now we have The Evil Within 2. Taking place after the first game, you play as Sebastian, who is attempting to rescue his daughter. The maps in The Evil Within 2 are larger, and there are multiple ways for players to advance in the levels. The Evil Within 2 releases on October 13th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Of flesh and blood is born. I realized the beauty in destruction. I was eager to share my new work with the world. Neophytes, Philistines, fools. She is the key, the path to ultimate power. She is the brush.
Number 3, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. Wolfenstein The New Order was one of the many great first-person shooters this generation, but it was single-player only, which may put some people off, but the New Order's campaign was absolutely terrific. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus is the follow-up and takes place in a Nazi-occupied America where a second American Revolution is being set up. The gameplay we've seen thus far has looked fantastic. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus comes October 27th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
I'm unfamiliar with this station. Speak up.
Kommandant, Sie werden vom Oberkommando verlangt.
War das nicht Zeit? Trink grad noch meine Erdbeermilch.
Leider nicht, Kommandant. Das Oberkommando verlangt, Sie umgehend zu sehen.
In Ordnung, ich komme schon.
Number 2, Super Mario Odyssey. The Switch's library is quickly growing, and possibly the biggest game thus far on the platform is coming in October with Super Mario Odyssey, the latest in the iconic franchise. And this entry is taking the series to the next level. Super Mario Odyssey puts you back in open, free-roaming, and exploration-based level design featured in Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine. There's also a 2-player cooperative mode that allows you to play as Cappy, Mario's spirit-possessed Cap. Super Mario Odyssey comes exclusively to the Switch on October 27th. Finally, number 1, Assassin's Creed Origins. Assassin's Creed has been one of the marquee franchises for the last decade, but with recent entries such as Assassin's Creed Unity, the series has fell off a little bit. Ubisoft took last year off and decided to refine the series, and now we have Assassin's Creed Origins, and as the title would suggest, this is an origin story and how the Assassin Brotherhood came to be. It's going to see many gameplay refinements with more RPG mechanics. Expect it to be more difficult and give the player a lot more options in how to play. Assassin's Creed Origins comes to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on October 27th.
Now it is my turn to tip the balance of Anubis.
So that wraps up the top 15 games coming in October 2017. What do you think? Which games are you the most excited for in October? Comment your thoughts.